With more now on the top story, the downing of a Russian jet on Turkey's border with Syria. I have with me now Eney Bayraklı. He's a political researcher at the SETA Foundation. Now, Enes, thanks for joining us this morning. The downing of the jet on Tuesday was the first by a NATO member in half a century. Turkey says it's trying to protect its territory. Russia says it's trying to operate, sanctioned by the Kremlin. How do we read this situation?
I think it's quite obvious that Russia is using ISIL as a pretext to bomb moderate rebels all over Syria. But especially what we have seen is that in the last month that they have targeted Turkmen villages and Turkmen rebels just across the border, very close to Turkey. And as a result of this, there was an influx of refugees coming from this region, and they were also probing Turkish airspace. Many times they violated Turkish airspace in the last 2 months, and Turkey made it quite clear that it is not going to tolerate these kind of provocations. And consequently, we have seen that the Turkish warplanes attacked and brought down this Russian jet.
Yeah, and it's obviously a situation that's made other NATO members very nervous indeed. Now, where does this leave NATO in regards to NATO's support of Turkey? Are they going to support Turkey in this situation?
Yes, they already, NATO already made a statement, and they said that they support Turkish claims. And actually, this Russian jet has violated Turkish airspace, and Turkey was right to bring down this Russian jet. And because Turkey is also part of NATO since 1950s, and we have a long history with NATO. And also what we have also seen is that Russia was also provoking NATO countries in the last 2 years when the Ukrainian conflict started, especially in the Baltic region and also in the Black Sea region. They have probed the NATO countries' airspaces, violated airspaces, and that's what we have been seeing, that Russia was somehow provoking NATO countries, and the result was this incident at the end of the day, I think.
Okay, so obviously Russia doesn't have the support of NATO and other Western countries. Where does this leave Russia then moving forward?
I think there were some harsh statements from NATO, from Russia, but that was, I think, they were targeting their domestic audience in order to take pressure from the domestic audience. But we will see that in the coming days the tensions will go down, and we will see that the situation will de-escalate, because both sides doesn't have really no advantage from a conflict between these two countries, because both countries have also economic interdependency. So it doesn't really make any sense that Russia and Turkey will involve in a conflict.
Okay, Enes, thank you very much for your time this morning.